convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. And the 14th day of the first month at Eden is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the seventh day is a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it, and ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 tenths deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of a hin. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the self same day that ye have bought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be completed.
So that's the Feast of Weeks right there. Go ahead.
Even unto the morrow after the seventh Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenths deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord, with 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest.
All right. So these were some of our feasts right there. So Leviticus 23 gives an explanation of our feasts. Let's get Revelations 14. That was the reading of the law. The reading of the law was about our holy days, not holidays, holy days. The Revelation 14, verse 12.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
That's our doctrine. If you want to explain your doctrine in one scripture, it's Revelations 14 and 12. The commandments and the faith of Christ. All right. Let's jump into today's class. The title of today's class is The Effects of the Sexual Liberation Movement. What's the true value of women? So today we're going to discuss the decline of America. To tell you the truth, the thing that started the decline of America was the sexual liberation movement. It's when women trying to discover themselves outside of the man, trying to get an identity outside of the man. That's the downfall, because according to the Bible, the woman was created for the man. So how is you trying to discover yourself outside of the man? And today's class for the people my age, my generation, we done for. This is for y'all, the generation under us. We didn't learn this stuff. We didn't learn this stuff when we was younger. This class is for y'all, so y'all take notes. For us, this is what we should be teaching them. This is what we should be teaching them. This is for y'all. So y'all take good notes. Y'all go learn some stuff y'all probably never learned before. Some stuff I didn't learn till I was an adult. Y'all go learn it early. So this is an important class for y'all. Y'all young women out there on the internet world. This for y'all. So let's open it up. Let's open it up. The first thing we gonna do is define sexual liberation. What is that? So let's share that tab out. All right, I read that.
The sexual revolution, also known as the sexual liberation, was a social movement that challenged traditional codes of behavior related to sexuality and interpersonal relationships throughout the developed Western world from the 1960s to the 1970s.
So we see that this started in the 60s. This movement started in the 1960s. And it said it challenged traditional, go back to it, traditional, right, I didn't lost my place. Traditional codes of behavior related to sexuality. Go ahead, up.
Sexual liberation included increased acceptance of sex outside of traditional heterosexual, monogamous relationships, primarily marriage.
So this is when people wanted to say, I want to have sex outside of marriage. This started in the 1960s. This whole movement is a bunch of horny people saying, I don't want to have to get married to lay down. Go ahead.
The normalization of contraception and the pill, public nudity, pornography.
So this is all the stuff that came from them. They had to they brought in the pill. That's that birth control came from this. Nudity, porno. Go ahead.
Premarital sex, homosexuality, masturbation, alternative forms of sexuality, and the legalization of abortion all followed.
Go down to let's see, go down to where it says non-marital sex. Hold on, scroll up. Scroll down. Let me see. It's a very important point that I'm looking for. Scroll down. Because this ain't the exact same one. Scroll down. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You see, that's when it started talking about the Playboy. But hold on, I wanted a important point from it. Hold on. Go back to Google where you searched it. Hit back on that. Scroll down. Scroll up. Click that one. The next one, encyclopedia, yeah. Go back. It won't let us get that one. Scroll down. Go back up. Right there. Read it. All right, read that.
CMV, female sexual liberation, has benefited men more than women. This is a controversial opinion that I would like to share, although I am afraid of being heavily criticized and canceled.
So he said, I'm scared to be canceled. But y'all think, go back to that Wikipedia. So the thing about this is, who started this? It was feminists. Feminism started the sexual liberation. So this means what? Any girl or woman that's promiscuous, she's what? She's a feminist. She's a feminist. Feminism started the sexual revolution. This is around the time feminism started. Remember, what's feminism? They were saying we are equal to men. So if you equal to men, they think, okay, we can have sex like men because we equal. It's the same thing. So when a woman is promiscuous, she's what they call it, masculine. Masculine. She's a feminist. She thinks she's a man. So now, let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Let's see how God feels about this. The article I wanted, the laptop, and letting us pull it up. Deuteronomy 23 and 17.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
So this sexual liberation goes against God for Israelites. It goes against us. While the heathens is having this protest and this movement, Israel, we should be nowhere near in front of this. Go to Hebrews 13 and 4.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
Remember, the sexual liberation is horny people that just wanted to have sex without getting married. But marriage is honorable. Go ahead.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
It's a whoremongers. What's a whoremonger? A whoremonger is, see, women think that men can be hoes or whores. Men can't be hoes. Men are homemakers. And the Bible call them whoremongers. Women, when y'all do it, y'all are whores. Men are whoremongers. So that's different. It's a whole different thing there. Read that again.
Hebrews 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
And God will judge. Go to Sirach 23. Sirach 23. And we go read verse 16.
Sirach chapter 23 and verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed.
A hot mind is a person that's always thinking about sex. That's the Bible call that a hot mind. You go to the YouTube search history and say all you see is twerk videos. That said, hey, that young brother got a hot mind. Hot mind. Read that again.
Sirach 23:16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched.
It will never be so satisfied. Never be satisfied. Go ahead.
Till it be consumed.
Go ahead.
A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he hath kindled a fire.
It said here, never cease. Watch this, verse 17.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Say all bread is sweet to a whoremonger mean every woman is a go. Mm-hmm. No matter how she look, how old she is. Every woman is I ain't even go. That's what they say, 8 to 80. He said if it's grass on the field,
if it's grass on the field, play ball. Say it's all free. What they call it? Free real estate.
It's if it's grass on the field, it's like these dudes is whoremongers. Go ahead, read that again, verse 17.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die.
He gonna be a whoremonger till he die. So y'all understand these young people. Men and women are not the same. A man that has sex with a lot of women is a homemaker, whoremonger. A woman that has sex with a lot of men is just a whore. Get Revelation 2. Now the sexual liberation movement is saying there's no difference. We all should be able to do the same thing. That's what the sexual liberation movement was about. Let's get Revelation 2:20.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20.
This is for the feminists.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calls herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants.
You see that? He said she wanted to teach, to lead, and she caused the servants, she seduced them to what?
To commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
So this Jezebel, this is what would be called a feminist. A feminist. She wanted to teach, lead the men, and not while she was doing that, she's seducing them. Go to Jeremiah 44. Jeremiah 44 and verse 15. We looking at the feminists because the sexual liberation movement came from feminists.
Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 15. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods.
So this is during the time they was the women, they was leading the idolatry. Go ahead.
Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee.
He said, we not go listen. Go ahead.
But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the queen of heaven.
He said, unto the queen of heaven. These are the wives speaking. These are the women. These are like the Jezebels, the feminists. They said, no, we ain't listen to the prophet, you, Jeremiah. We gonna keep doing what we want to do, and what we want to do is serve
and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done. we and our fathers, our kings and our prince, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and we were well and saw no evil.
Why did they want to do that? Verse 18.
But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven,
It said, ever since we stopped being in idolatry, go ahead,
and to pour out drink offering unto her, we have wanted all things.
we've been needing things. Like the Queen of Heaven was giving them stuff. Like that, they thought we was being rich because the Queen of Heaven was giving us stuff. So he said, ever since we stopped doing that, we've been needing all type of stuff. So we going back to idolatry. Now remember, these are the wives, not listening to the men. Go ahead.
And have been consumed by the sword and by the famine.
Verse 19.
And then, and when we burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and pour out drink offering unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her and pour out drink offering unto her.
Without what?
Without our men.
Without our men. So they like, we doing this without our men. We ain't listening to our men. This is the feminist movement in the Bible. They said, look, we ain't doing this with our man. We not go listen to them. We gonna do our own thing over here. They ain't teaching us right. This is the feminist movement. So now go to YouTube and pull up go to the playlist. Go to the playlist. The first one, sexual liberation. Play, scroll down. The 1950s, play that. Start at a minute.
Al centro de
One of the
Move that comment out the way. 1 minute and 30 seconds.
couples could cohabitate outside of marriage. By 1970, the number of couples cohabitating outside of marriage had quadrupled. A fundamental shift had occurred in American values. And at the vanguard of that shift had been the counterculture, which had viewed marriage as a trap, as a set of restraints on both women and men, and had longed for more relationships that weren't constrained by law, but were based on trust and emotion. For example, in 1962, the state of Illinois became the first state to decriminalize all sexual activities between consenting adults. And in subsequent years, most other states would adopt the same values. No-fault divorce laws were passed in most states during the late 1960s and then later in the early 1970s, making divorce less an adversarial proceeding. In other words, what you're seeing, I think, is a relaxing of the more traditional social restraints that we associate with the 1950s. For the first time, it became possible to have a fulfilling sexual and social life outside of marriage.
Pause.
He
said for the first time in the 1960s, you can have a high sex life outside of marriage because of the sexual liberation movement. Go to 330. I mean, play it until you get to 330.
To the 1960s, to be a bachelor meant to have a life of deprivation, unless you were very rich. It meant to eat corned beef hash out of cans and to live in squalor. But increasingly, the popular culture began to popularize a new image of what it was like to be single, free, I guess summarized by the Playboy philosophy.
All right. Go to the next video. Go back. Go to sexual liberation movement. Right there. Play that.
No.
Yeah.
Before
Facts.
1950s, yeah?
Mhm.
Like, in order for you to even get to know a woman,
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
you'd have to meet her father first.
Yes, it was a very different culture.
Yeah.
So the
you
culture's
have, no.
developed.
You bro, but
facts.
something helped to change that culture. And what I'm saying is,
feminism?
it is because feminism. Hold on, wait.
Okay.
In the 1960s, yeah,
Yes.
feminism basically started this the sexual liberation movement. Yeah,
Mhm.
basically, you know, when the hippies and all of that
Yes.
were about, basically it was okay to have sex.
Any way you want.
Before that shit didn't exist.
Very true.
Bro, before that
Very,
shit
very
didn't
true.
exist.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. But before the sexual liberation movement came,
Yes.
guess what they came out with first?
What?
They came out with the pill. Yeah? Then they came out with abortion laws.
You cannot be out here being.
All right, pause. You see what happened? What happened was they had the pill birth control. When you put your daughter on birth control, you said, look, this is the path to have as much sex as you want. But people weren't doing birth control. They were still getting pregnant. So then they did what? Abortion laws. Now this is the effects. This is what before all of this, they didn't have to do all this. Because everybody was getting married before you had to meet the father. Say, hey, I want to take your daughter out on a date. He got to say yes. And then he probably can date her, maybe. And then they got married. Then it goes from there. But with the sexual liberation, they like, we ain't trying to do all that. Now, this the women. This ain't the man saying, hey, we want to just... The man was cool with getting married. This is the feminist saying, look, we don't want to have to do all that. We want to just be free and just lay down. Who y'all think that's going to benefit, though? The men. That ain't going to benefit the women. Let's look at, you can stop sharing that. Let's look at God's value gauge for women. Let's get Exodus 22. Now, this is something that our women don't know, that our young ladies don't know. Y'all are born with y'all value. Born with it. There's two types of value that you can have. The main value is being a godly person. That's the main value. That comes with anybody, men or women. If you're a godly person, that's a lot of value right there. That's high value. But that has to be taught. For women, there's another value that y'all have, and that is y'all pureness, your chastity, your virginity. That is y'all value. That is y'all value. Since we've been learning about sexual liberation and boyfriend and girlfriend, our young ladies give that value away for free. They give it to Lil Nug Nug for free. Lil Junebug. Because they like Junebug Instagram page. Just giving a value away. Why? Because they're not being taught their value. Let's look at it. Exodus 22 and verse 16.
Exodus 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Endow her. Let's go to Blue Letter Bible. Let's see what that word endow means. Y'all young people, pay attention, close attention. Go to Exodus 22. Look up this word endow. Just 22. Scroll up to the top. Top, hit Strong's. Go, click it and then share it out. Or endow it. Click that. H41117. So this is the Hebrew word for endow. This is Bible study, so we go study. Read that out. Do the pronunciation.
Strong's H4117. Maher.
Scroll down. Right there.
To obtain or acquire by paying purchase price. Give a dowry.
We literally had to pay for our wives. This is y'all value. We literally had to pay for our wives. We didn't get y'all for free. But why did we have to pay for y'all? Go back, read verse 17. Why did we have to pay for y'all? Verse 17.
Exodus 22 and 17. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of a virgin.
Because y'all was virgins. We had to pay for y'all because y'all was virgins. Y'all had that virginity, that chastity. We had to pay for y'all because that's y'all virginity has a value to it. We couldn't just take a man's daughter, take her, lay down with her, and make her our wives. No, daughters are well, women. Y'all are worth. Y'all. God look at y'all as up here when y'all born and y'all pure and y'all got that virginity. You can't nowadays. They giving it to little nug. Because they like his Jordans. Fathers going crazy trying to see where their daughters at. That y'all have a price. This is y'all value. Go to Deuteronomy 23. My bad. Deuteronomy 22. So y'all have to pay attention. This is very important. The sexual liberation did a number on our women. And the effects is still lasting till today. So now we have to reteach our women that y'all are worth more than what y'all give yourselves for. That virginity is not something you just give away. Men got to pay, not like it's prostitution, but men has to pay for y'all to become your wife. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 13.
Deuteronomy 22 and verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her.
Why would a man take a wife, he marry her, and then on the honeymoon night, he hate her? Why would he hate her? Because she was supposed to be what? She's supposed to be a virgin. He done paid the father the money.
Pure.
She supposed to be pure. He lay down with her and found like, hey, you ain't no damn virgin. Go ahead.
And give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman.
He said, I took this woman. Go ahead.
And when I came into her.
When I laid down with her, go ahead.
I found her not a maid.
Not a virgin. He said, I found her not a virgin. What the hell is going on here? Go ahead.
Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity.
The tokens of the damsel's virginity is the virgin, the blood of the virgin. Her first time she bleed on the sheets. That's the proof of her virginity. That goes to the parents. So it's like to show, yeah, my daughter was a virgin. So he said, so the man say, look, she wasn't a virgin, but the parents got the sheets, the tokens of virginity. Go ahead.
The damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her.
He said, look, I gave my daughter to him, now he hated her. Go ahead.
And lo, he hath given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid.
So now he talking evil, talking about she's a virgin.
And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
The cloth, that's the sheet. Say, look, she was a virgin. This is the blood from when they laid down. Look, I got proof. Go ahead.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
So they're going to take the man and chastise because he was lying. Go ahead.
And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver.
He got to pay 100 shekels of silver because he lied. Go ahead.
And give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days.
Go ahead.
But if this thing be true,
meaning she wasn't a virgin, go ahead.
And the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel,
and there's no proof that she was a virgin, go ahead.
Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel.
It said they supposed to stone her because she lied to her father and she lied to the husband and said she was a virgin. Because these days, it was against the law to be a whore. You couldn't just be yourself away to anybody. Go ahead.
To play the whore in her father's house.
To do what?
To play the whore in her father's house.
So she played the whore in her father's house. Go ahead.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you.
So she said she played the whore in her father's house. Let's look at this. Go to Sirach chapter 7. Sirach chapter 7. Because nowadays these daughters think, oh, my daddy, he too mean. He think I shouldn't have no boyfriend. Like, that's how these women think today. Why? Because of the sexual liberation. But let's see what God say the father's supposed to do. Sirach 7 and 24.
Sirach chapter 7 and verse 24. As thou daughters.
He said, do you got daughters? Go ahead.
Have a care of their body.
Do what?
Have a care of their body.
Have a care of their body. That's why the fathers is always cover up. Put some clothes. Even when you in the world. You ain't going out the house like that. Cover up. Put some clothes on. And then here come the worldly mother. Ain't nothing wrong with what she... Because they don't know no better no more. There's no modesty. But the father is being like this. The men really haven't changed. We the same throughout. Even a lot of us in the world, I say mostly in the world. When a man cares about women, anybody, daughter, wife, mother, cousin, aunties, whoever, they don't want them to be whores. Not even dressed like ones. So how you think they supposed to feel about their daughters? Read that again.
Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Go ahead.
Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
He said, marrying your daughter off is a weighty matter. Go ahead.
But give her to a man of understanding.
But you got to give her to a man of understanding. Today, women don't even use their fathers to vet men.
Nope. All little dude gotta do is be handsome, tall. Pretty much it.
Make them tingle.
Yeah, he come to the door, knock on the door. Here to take daughter out on a date. That's all it takes.
They don't even use their fathers to vet the man they want to. The father don't meet the man till they didn't lay down, damn near living together. They damn near living together. Now they want to bring Nug to the Christmas party.
Crazy is mama already knew him.
Yeah, mama already didn't know about him. Here come Nug at the Christmas party. They ain't even say, "Daddy, what you think? What you think about this man?" And then it's like they go ask Daddy what he think. That he didn't already lay down with you. Y'all damn near living together. Y'all so-called boyfriend and girlfriend. Then what you think about? It don't matter what Daddy say now. You in too deep. You so-called in puppy love by this time. Daddy said, "No, I don't like him, but I love him, Daddy." He's supposed to bring him to Daddy before you even did anything with this young man. Daughters don't use their fathers today. And that's why they in a relationship, bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship. They don't use their uncles. They don't use their brothers. They don't bring no men around the men in their life until it's too late. But I love him. Because the man gonna tell, he a bum. He ain't no good.
That's why they ain't bring him out.
That's why they ain't bring him.
Daddy gonna pick him apart.
That's the thing. Go to Sirach 42 and read verse 9.
Rock 42 and verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter.
It say the father do what?
The father waketh for the daughter.
The father wait for the daughter. Go ahead.
When no man know it.
When no man know. The daddy is always looking out for his daughter. If his daughter is not there, he like, hold on, what's going on? Go ahead.
And the care for her taketh away sleep.
The care for a man's daughter, it take away sleep. It take away sleep. I gotta know where my daughter. Hey, where you at? You made to work? Yeah, where you at? It takes away sleep. Go ahead.
When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated.
Go ahead.
In her virginity, lest she should be defiled.
It said in her virginity, lest she be defiled. Go ahead.
And gotten with child in her father's house.
And gotten with child in her father's house. Meaning that she was on the low. Dealing with Nug without nobody knowing. The father didn't know. Nug creeping through the window. Now she pregnant in her father's house. Go ahead.
And having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself. And when she is married, lest she should be barren.
Go ahead. Watch this, verse 11.
Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter.
It said, if you know you got a shameless daughter, it said keep a sure watch over her. Why? Go ahead.
Lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies.
Because she gonna make the whole family a laughing stock. This is what's going on with the sexual liberation. Go ahead.
And a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude.
Now let's get Sirach 22 and verse 4.
Sirach 22 and verse 4. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband,
So a wise daughter gonna bring an inheritance to her husband. Go ahead.
but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness.
It said a woman that lived dishonestly, that shameless woman, it's gonna be the death of her father. That's gonna be the death of her father. She got 20 nugs. She dealing with 5 nugs at the same time. That father gonna go crazy. Go ahead.
She that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband, but they both shall despise her.
So they both go despise her. A bold woman dishonoreth the father and the husband. Let's get some more. Go to Genesis 24. Genesis 24. Let's look at y'all worth. Because what we talking about is y'all worth. We gotta teach y'all, even the young men, y'all gotta know what a young lady worth is, because you wouldn't want to take that virginity from her. If y'all know how God look at them, you wouldn't want to take it. You would want to get it honestly. Take her as a wife. Because if y'all out here with this boyfriend and girlfriend thing, we'll get into that later. So let's look at the worth of our young ladies in their virginity. Genesis 24, let's start at 1.
Genesis chapter 24 and verse 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh.
So he giving his servant finna give him a task. Go ahead.
And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites.
So he's sending out Put to go find his son a wife. But he say, look, don't bring her no wife from the Canaanites. This shows that the laws was back. Well, this a point that y'all can use to prove that the laws was back during Abraham time. Let's get a precept. Hold this spot. Get Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. Why did he say, don't take a wife of the children of the Canaanites, from the daughters of the Canaanites? That's in the law. It's proved that Abraham knew God's laws. Deuteronomy 7, verse 1.
Deuteronomy 7 and verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whether thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
So y'all see Canaanites was in there. Jump to verse 3.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
So you see that? He said the Canaanites, these one of the people we ain't supposed to make marriages with. Go ahead.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Why?
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
So go back to Genesis. So this is why Abraham told them, look, go get my son a wife, but don't get them from the Canaanites, because that was the nations that they was living around. So now read that again. Genesis 24 verse 3 again.
Genesis 24 and verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell.
Okay, he said that's where we live around the Canaanites, but don't get none of them, because that goes against God's law. Verse 4.
But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac.
Go ahead.
And the servant said unto him, Peradventure, the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land, but I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest. And Abraham said unto him, Beware thou that thou bring not my son thither again. The Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swear unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence.
Now jump to verse 14.
Verse 14.
Was 13.
Verse 13. Behold.
So the servant, he left and he went to find Isaac a wife for Abraham's son. Now he at the well, verse 13.
Genesis 24 and 13. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink, and she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master.
So the servant is praying to God, and he say, look, when whoever woman I tell this to, that's gonna be the woman that shall be for wife to Isaac. Now let's see what happened. Verse 15.
And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Noah, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder.
So here come Rebekah. Go ahead.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon.
She was a beautiful. Go ahead.
A virgin.
She was a beautiful virgin. Go ahead.
Neither had any man known her.
And that any man laid down with her. Go ahead. No man had laid down with her. Go ahead.
And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up.
Go ahead.
And the servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the throw, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, to wit, whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring out of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold.
So he knew it came to pass. He knew that Rebekah was the woman that God told him was going to be for Abraham's son Isaac. He knew it was her. So now he gotta go to the father and say, hey, I want your daughter to be wife for my master's son. He got to create the what? Covenant. And so let's jump to verse 50. Let's just skip right to the point. Jump to verse 50.
Genesis chapter 24 and verse 50. Then Laban and Bethuel answered.
So this Laban is Rebekah's brother, and Bethuel is her father. Go ahead.
And said, The thing proceeded from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good.
So the servant just told the father, look, the Lord told me the girl who come to the well and give me something to drink and give my camel something to drink, that's who's supposed to be my master's son's wife. So he told them that. They like, look, we can't, if the Lord said it, read it again. This what they respond to him. Verse 50.
Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceeded from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good.
So if it came from the Lord, we can't say if it's bad or good. Go ahead.
Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go. Let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord has spoken.
Said, let her be your master's son's wife, as the Lord spoke it. So let's see. So they agreed to the covenant. Let's see what happened. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshiped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things.
Why come it didn't say what he gave to the father? Let's go to the law and see what he gave to the father. Go to Deuteronomy. Hold that spot because we're coming back to it. Because it said he gave her brother and her mother and her all type of gifts. Jewelry, silver, gold, earrings. When they said, yes, you can have her to be your wife, he decked out the whole family. Because a virgin, that value is worth a lot of money. Y'all are born with this value that y'all didn't know about because of the sexual liberation movement. This value is big. He decked out the whole family. But what did he give the father? Let's see that. Go to Deuteronomy 22 and 28.
Deuteronomy 22 and verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
50 shekels of silver. That's what the father get. 50 shekels of silver. When you go throughout the Bible and look at how much stuff costs, 50 shekels is a lot. The only thing that costs more in the Bible, well, I ain't gonna say the only thing, but one of the things that costs more in the Bible than 50 shekels is land. You can buy a slave in the Bible for 30 shekels. The daughter is 50 shekels. Land was like 300 shekels. The daughter was 50. And then remember, we read earlier, if the man lied and said that she wasn't a virgin, he had to pay them 100 shekels. So that's 150 total right there if he lied. So go back to read that over 29.
Deuteronomy 22 and verse 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
So it was 50 shekels. So go back to Genesis 24. So that's why it didn't say what he gave the father, because he had to pay the father the 50 shekels. Read verse Genesis 24 and 53 again.
Genesis 24 and verse 53. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah.
So he gave jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and raiment as clothes to Rebekah. Go ahead.
He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things.
And he also gave them some precious things, meaning some ointment, jewelry. He gave them some stuff too. And he also gave what? Paid the dowry, which was 50 shekels to the father. So he cashed out the whole family for this young lady. The whole family. And now in 2024, our young ladies is giving it to Nug Nug for free. Do y'all see the backwardness of that? This is what y'all was worth, but now y'all give it to any little cute little boy that can't give you nothing. He can't even pay your phone bill, your cell phone bill for free. You give yourself away for free. You defile yourself for free. You devalue yourself for free now. But why is that? Because the sexual liberation movement made sex out to be nothing. Made it out to be just another thing to do. Another Tuesday night. Another Wednesday night. The feminists is destroying this country. To now the women don't even know their worth. So now it's our job to teach y'all worth. Is that is a value that you are born with. You are born with this automatically. Man, we gotta earn our value. You can't be broke and think you finna get a wife. You gotta get out there and get a job. All little nut gotta do is take you to the movies. Take you to see what's these movies? What's that? I can't even think of that movie. Spider-Man 3 or something. Little nut get it for free. But in these days, niggas was paying 50 shekels and cashing out the whole family. Dang. We gotta, this is important, man. Go to where we at? 54, read 54.
Genesis 24 and 54. And they did eat and drink, and he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master.
He said, I didn't cash y'all out. Now I'm finna go. I gotta take my master's son, his wife. And when you see, he took her, his wife. So now let's look at how, go to Genesis 34. So now let's look at the men. We don't play about our women. We don't play about our daughters. We don't play about our sisters. We didn't play about our the women in our family. And they didn't either. So let's see what happened when a man tried to do the thing opposite. Let's see what happened. Genesis 34, let's start at 1.
Genesis chapter 34 and verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
And defiled her. And defiled her. What does it mean to defile? Meaning she was a virgin and he defiled her. He lay with her without what? Huh? Yeah. But without what? Being what? Being married. Say it in the mic.
Without being married.
Without being married. He said read that again, verse 2.
Genesis 34 and verse 2. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
And defiled meaning they wasn't married. Why did it say defile her? Because if they was married, it wouldn't be defiled when she was a virgin. So let's see why she was defiled. Hold this spot. We read it earlier. Go to Hebrews 13 and 4 real quick. Let's see why I said she was defiled. Hebrews 13 and 4.
Hebrews 13 and 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
And the bed what?
Undefiled.
And the bed undefiled. Y'all see that? That's why she was defiled, because she was a virgin and he lay with her without being married. He took that value from her without being married. So now she's defiled. Go back. Read verse 3, 34 and 3.
Genesis 34 and verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, And he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel.
Now he love her. He did it backwards. He done laid down with her before talking to the father, before talking to the brother, before talking to the uncle. He went, just laid down with her. Now he love her. So now let's see what he do. Go ahead.
Genesis 34:4. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife.
Now he went to his father like, man, I need her to be my wife. Like, I need that. Go ahead, verse 5.
And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter.
So Jacob, her father, he didn't heard like this Negro then took my daughter, defiled her, didn't pay me the dowry, didn't give me my 50 shekels or nothing. Didn't ask me permission or nothing. That's disrespectful. Go ahead.
And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come.
Go ahead.
And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him.
So now the two fathers talking. Go ahead.
And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved.
Now her brothers heard it. They mad. They grieved. They like, damn, they didn't defile our sister. Damn. Go ahead.
And they were very wroth.
This how men feel today. When you hear something about your daughter, your auntie, your cousin, it don't matter who it is. This is how we feel today. He said when they heard it, they were grieved. Go ahead.
Because he had wrought folly in Israel.
He had wrought folly in Israel. Go ahead.
In lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done.
That ain't not to be done. You can't do that to no virgin. Go ahead.
And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife.
Now the father is like, man, he want her to be his wife. Go ahead.
And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughter unto you.
Now remember, this is a sin. You ain't supposed to mess with the other nations. But he didn't win and just lay down with the man's daughter. And they ain't even supposed to be dealing with the other nations. So now he trying to plead. Now he trying to make a deal after the fact. Go ahead.
And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions.
So now they trying to make a covenant. Go ahead.
And get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me, I will give.
He like, look, whatever, he said, whatever you tell me, I'm going to give you. I'll give you more than the 50 shekels. Whatever you want, I'll give for your daughter. Go ahead.
Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife.
He said, whatever dowry you want, whatever gifts you want, I'm going to give it to whatever you say. Go ahead.
And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully.
So they lied to him. Go ahead.
And said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister.
He said, because you defiled our sister. Go ahead.
And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us.
So now he tricked they line. They like, look, we know y'all ain't our people, but we can't give you to people. We can't give our sister to people that's uncircumcised. Go ahead.
But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised.
So you got to get circumcised. Go ahead.
Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people.
So he said, if y'all follow our ways, we can make this deal. Go ahead.
But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughters, and we will be gone.
So you can't have our sister if you don't do this. Go ahead.
And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young men deferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father.
So he said, you know what? That's a deal. We gonna do it. Go ahead.
And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying,
So now you got to go tell their whole city. This is what he tell them. Go ahead.
These men are peaceable with us. Therefore, let them dwell in the land and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters.
Go ahead.
Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people. If every male among us be circumcised, as they are
He
circumcised.
said, all we got to do is all the men got to be circumcised, and we gonna be able to be one people with them, and I'll be able to get their daughter that I didn't defile. Go ahead.
Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearken all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gates of his city.
So all of them, they agree. All of them got circumcised. They like, okay, cool, we gonna do it. Let's see what happened. Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the
Said
sons
when they were sore, they just got circumcised. They just got circumcised, so now they are sore. Now remember, this all the men. They sore. They gotta heal. Go ahead.
that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi,
So Simeon and Levi, go ahead.
Danai's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males.
Her brothers came and killed all of them. Killed all that's how pissed they was because he defiled their sister. They killed all the men in the city. Not just the dude who defiled the city. They killed all of them. That we don't play about y'all. That's how we feel. But in this world, we can't do nothing with the sexual liberation, the laws. All these little nug-nugs will be dead. Little nug-nug will be dead. It wouldn't be no running game on nobody's daughters because they know they gonna die. Little nug-nugs will be dead. You know how many nug-nugs will be dead? Think about it. Little nug. We be ready to kill them just seeing them. You go pick your daughter up from school, see a little boy in your daughter's face, you ready to kill them there. We don't play about y'all. And the men of the Bible they killed the whole city of men for their sister. They didn't care. They said, yeah, Cletus, come on, Cletus. All y'all gotta do is get circumcised. They said that because when they circumcised themselves, they were sore. And when they were sore, they went in two people. Simeon and Levi went in and killed the whole city. Read verse 325 again.
Genesis 34 and 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Danai's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males.
Go ahead.
And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Danai out of Shechem's house and went out.
Killed her newly husband and said, come on. Killed them niggas and said, come on, we gone. Go ahead.
The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city.
Why?
Because they had defiled their sister.
Why they do it?
Because they had defiled their sister.
Because they defiled their sister. They killed the whole city of men because they defiled their sister. Y'all have to know how we feel about y'all. But y'all have to feel this way about yourself. We gotta teach our women This is how you should feel about that value that you born with. You born with this value. It's not something you gotta earn, you gotta work for. This is what each female daughter of Israel is born with. And you gotta get out that mind frame of just giving it away. Let's get some more. Go to Google. Go to Google. Let's look it up just in the 1950s. Pull up. Oh, let me make sure I'm doing it right. 134. All right, before we hit Google, we're gonna hit a video. So now we're gonna look at the effects of the sexual liberation. The effect. So now we know what the women value is of the virginity. Go to video, go to scroll up. Go to 5.
What do you think about this new wave of women, and the subgenre is kind of called coochie rap?
What the hell is coochie rap?
A lot of women have songs that fall under it, even though they might not. Like, you got a Nicki Minaj, you got a Cardi B, has somewhere a lyric or a song that's talking about how good her coochie is, what type of sex she like. Are these artists over sexualizing themselves, or is it considered sexual liberation?
Some may view it as sexual liberation. They may feel, and I can see how they could, because they say, well, men have been able to sing about this kind of stuff for years and never been ostracized. So why can't I talk about what it is I like? God, because I understand that guys talk about their
How many women they've
have, and so I've heard those type of lyrics. And maybe the young girls think that, hey, you can do it, so can I. So who am I to judge? I don't know. I just think that at any given point, that ain't the music I like. That's not the music that I want my grandchildren listening to.
All right, pause it there. All right, now go back to the list. Go to 4.
You cannot police me. Get off my areola. Get off my areola.
Pause.
What do you
Now,
think about this?
So this is, she said, you cannot police me, and then flashed herself.
Finna get dead.
This is, when she said you cannot police me, she's talking about the men. About, the men is like, cover yourself up. Don't show your body, be modest. She said, you cannot police me, and then bow for free. Usually you gotta go to the strip club and pay the stripper to do that. She on stage for free. Oh my God. So let's ask a question. Does women sexual liberation benefit men or women? What y'all think? Men. That's an easy answer, right? Men. Women being hoes benefit men. We ain't got to do nothing. We used to have to at least marry y'all. Now it's nothing. Or go to the strip club to see something like that. She doing it for free. She does for free. Like, who's that gonna benefit? The women or the men? It's gonna benefit the men every time. Go back to the list. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll up. Hold on. Scroll up. 6.
Our current sexual culture that prioritizes casualness is much better suited to typical male sexuality than to typical female sexuality. But of course, given that liberal feminism is so strongly orientated towards denying the existence of innate differences between men and women, particularly psychological differences, a lot of young women don't realize, perhaps until it's too late, that those differences exist and that the
Pause.
idea of having sex.
It said that women don't realize the differences between men and women until it's too late. Until you didn't already gave yourself out too many times. Then you realize, dang, I'm used up now. They don't realize it till it's too late. Go ahead.
Like a man is not actually going to serve them long term. The promise, of course, was that this was in women's interests.
Yeah.
This was all about allowing women to flourish and removing the old restrictions on female sexuality. It sort of has done that, but there's lots of polling to suggest that women have actually become increasingly unhappy over time. There are a lot of different possible explanations for that one. I mean, it's certainly the case, I think, that a lot of young women are deeply unhappy with the current sexual culture, because a lot of them write to me and tell me that they are deeply unhappy with it because
Well, it seems a lot of
Go
the
back to the list and scroll to the top and play number 1.
As of lately, I started to notice, like, I don't want to call it a trend, but like a trend of Black women coming out and publicly
You got. All right.
saying that they don't desire marriage. But my take on it is
You
that
are.
it's not that. As of lately, I started to notice, like, I don't want to call it a trend, but like a trend of Black women coming out and publicly saying that they don't desire marriage. But my take on it is that it's not that we don't desire marriage or that we don't want to get married. It's more so that we're not being offered, or the opportunity is not being presented to us. And so as a defense mechanism, we're saying that we don't want that. So why are you staying in this long-term relationship with a man if marriage isn't the ultimate goal? Why would you continue to invest and settle for something that ultimately doesn't make you happy? I would never say that wives don't get the same treatment as girlfriends, because to me, ultimately, it is just a piece of paper in so many ways. I think the most important thing to know, getting married is probably one of the fastest ways to accumulate wealth. It's a piece of paper, it is, but it's a piece of paper that means a lot to a lot of people. And it should mean a lot to you, especially if you're willing to carry a child in your womb for a man.
It's about the spirit.
All right. Go. Stop sharing this and go to Google. So it's saying people. So women are saying they don't require marriage, and she was saying it's not that they don't want to get married, is that they can't get married. It's hard to get married after you done gave yourself for free throughout your 20s, half of your 30s. It's hard to go find a man and say, look, yeah, I want that, when we really do want purity, chastity. You know what I'm saying? A woman that ain't been with 20 nugs throughout the years. So now go to Google, type in shotgun marriage. I heard of that. Shotgun marriage. Shotgun marriage, and go to Wikipedia. Scroll up. Was that Wikipedia right there? Yeah, do that one. Let's read that. Well, let me share it out. This is shotgun wedding.
A shotgun wedding is a wedding arranged in response to pregnancy resulting from premarital sex.
So a shotgun wedding is when a man and a woman, they out here, the sexual liberation, they freely with having sex, and then the woman gets pregnant. Go ahead.
The phrase is a primarily U.S. colloquialism termed as such based on a stereotypical scenario in which the father of the pregnant bride to be threatens the reluctant groom with a shotgun in order to ensure that he follows through with the wedding.
That's the shotgun wedding. Like you said, that's how men feel. This is damn near like Deny and her brothers. But luckily she didn't get pregnant. If she got pregnant, they probably wouldn't have killed him. But since she didn't get pregnant, they killed everybody. But this is like in the as early as the 1950s. But sexual liberation movement. This how people was getting married. Hey, you got my daughter pregnant? All right, he up there. Do you take such and such to be your lawfully wedded wife? And he got a shotgun that's back his neck. He like, yeah. Yeah, with a shotgun. The father got the shotgun right there. Like, you marrying my daughter. You knocked her up, you marrying her.
They're gonna make an honest one.
Yeah. That's the shotgun wedding. Now, we finna hurt some feelings now. Go to Google. Go to Google. Why was it important that the father did that? They did it for the wife, their daughter, and they also did it for their grandchildren. Go to Google, look up bastard. Look up bastard.
Bastard.
Go to let's see what scroll up. Scroll up. Put bastard definition. Type that in. Put definition. Or put meaning. It's usually have it right there. There it is. Read that out.
An illegitimate child.
So it's a bastard is an illegitimate child. Read that.
A person born of unmarried parents. An illegitimate child.
You see that? A person born of unmarried parents. Now, for the people online and the people in here,
I'm a bastard.
yes. How many? By a show of hands, how many people in here are bastards? Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Room full of bastard. Damn. Room full of bastards. Now, go to the video. This is the truth. This is from the sexual liberation. We got a room full of bastards in here. Go to go now. Scroll down. Let me see what video I want. Scroll down. 72, number 10. This is what happened. What came out of the sexual liberation. Watch this. Percentage of how many bastards in here, right? Y'all see the percentage. Watch this.
It's a pretty disturbing epidemic.
It is beyond catastrophic. Almost 3/4 of Black children.
It's at an alarming rate in the African American community.
Is a crisis.
It's devastating.
The 72% number.
72%.
72%.
72%.
72%.
More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
I wish I'd had a father who was around and involved.
You know it's bad when the president is a bastard. It's a problem when the president is a bastard. Hell, this is real talk for your AZZ. Go ahead.
In 1965, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, in his report, said that 29% of African-American children being born into out-of-wedlock households was a travesty. So if 29% is a travesty in 1965, what is 72% in 2013?
Sociologists, historians, lawyers, and every other professional under the sun, they're studying to try to find out why exactly is this statistic so high.
72% of children being born to in African American communities to single parents is a frightening number. Not because Black women aren't capable, not because it's morally wrong, but because it puts an economic pressure on the Black community that we can ill afford.
I think it's very important that we understand the history and, in many ways, the evolution as to the single parent home in the African American community. It goes back to pre-slavery days.
In Africa, prior to the slave trade started, what you had is basically tight societies. Everybody was linked to the land and linked to a spiritual system. Spirituality affected everything you did.
Single parenthood as a notion was not really present pre-colonization and pre-slavery.
African men, broadly speaking, took care of their children, and that in some societies they may have been responsible for rites of passage. So they taught the men how to be a man, and they took them out and they taught them how to hunt, and they were initiation ceremonies. You had a phenomenon where the institutions supported the men being there.
A child was not necessarily property of their parents, it was a property of the family line. So there was no concept of a child sort of being on its own without no connection to anything.
There's another one. Go to one more. Go to the bottom. 15. Pink Book lessons.
Because
You have a grown woman sitting up there with a baby saying that she didn't understand why people believe that you had to be married to have a baby. And then we wonder why the Black community is so messed up. So many people fail to realize that a lot of the issues that we have can be totally wiped out if only we had more stable family units and no broken families. And honestly, as the years go on, our very existence is going to depend on it. Black women for decades thought the answer was getting more education and government jobs. And now they just believe the answer is getting famous on social media or figuring out how to have a successful business.
We don't like niggas for money no more, bitch. We the niggas with money. Well, I'm the niggas with money. I don't know about y'all.
And I'm here to tell you, just like the women of Generation X, the millennials and the generation underneath us, the zennials, they are also getting it wrong. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
I recently posted on Twitter to stop preaching single motherhood to Black girls, and so many Black women came for me when I posted it on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, they bullied me into deleting it, and they had me think that what I said was wrong, but no, what I said was extremely valid.
And you know what? That's the crazy part of it. You have so many Black women who are willing to defend baby mama culture. More Black women are defending baby mama culture than Black women promoting the importance of being responsible for who you lay down with and who you have babies with. And women who defend this nonsense, they are continuing to sabotage other women. They know it makes no sense. They know it's not a good idea because almost all of them who defend it, they are baby mamas themselves, and they knew that their situation wasn't right. Yet they keep telling younger women that it's okay. And this is why younger women, you can't trust those women. Why would they tell you that it's okay for you to make the same mistake they made?
Baby mother culture has our community in a chokehold. I said, I'm not having a baby unless it rings on my finger. And a lot of Black women told me, oh, a ring doesn't mean anything, which is true. However, a ring means financial stability.
No, a ring does matter. And usually the women who can't get one from the man they want, they're the ones who always like to dismiss the whole concept. A ring from just any man is just like having a baby from just any man. But it's up to you for you to do your due diligence to make sure that that man is the right man. Just like you don't have a baby without fully examining the situation, you don't get married without fully examining that man. So whoever you chose to have that baby with, whoever you chose to get married to, that was your choice. And no, marriage is not just about financial stability. The result of having a stable family unit is having a more stable financial situation. But that's only one facet of it. It's not just about money. They've been thinking that for decades.
You can pause it. Go to Google. So why y'all think what is one of the reasons? Well, we know it's sexual liberation is why it's all these children born out of wedlock. But what contributes to that? What mentality contributes to that? Like if they say you could just have sex with one person, what would that one person be called? If it was a girl. It's the belief in boyfriends and girlfriends. That's what it is. Go to Google, type in boyfriend definition. Scroll down read that out right there. Is it sharing out?
Boyfriend.
It's sharing out? All right, read that out. No, it ain't. Look at you. Read that definition.
A regular male companion with whom one has romantic or sexual relation.
You see that? It said a regular companion who one has a romantic or sexual relationship. Look up, type in girlfriend. Pick that up.
A regular female companion with whom a person has a romantic or sexual relationship.
That's why it's so many baby mamas. Now, we got all these bastards in here, right? How many bastards in here have created a bastard? By a show of hands. But you created a bastard. So look, we created bastards. What was the reason we created bastards? Boyfriend, girlfriend. Like the people who created bastards, was it with your girlfriend or boyfriend at the time? You see that? You see that? So what is it? It's the belief of boyfriends and girlfriends. There's no such thing of boyfriends and girlfriends with the Most High. That's what creates the 72, the stat we sing is bastards creating bastards with that mentality. So now the bastards, now y'all job is don't create more bastards. That's what we have to teach. There's no such thing as boyfriend. All they do is, if you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, all they do is go tempt you to have sex. And when you start having sex with that said girlfriend or boyfriend, now you're putting yourself at risk to make the same mistake that the bastard that created you made. And we ain't saying y'all mistakes. Not in that case. Not in that, because we knew what we was doing. We didn't just mind having, that's just the culture. We didn't think get married and then have kids. It's like, it's the norm. So if y'all walking to thinking, if you got this, oh, this is my girlfriend, this is my boy. Think about it. It'd be elementary school kids talking about, this my boyfriend, this my girlfriend. And the parents like, oh, they so cute. But why is they saying that? Because they parents got a boyfriend or a girlfriend. The people that are 30, 40, 50 years old walking around talking about this my girlfriend, this my boyfriend, they are the problem. They are the problem. They teaching their bastards to create more bastards. And I'm calling it like it is. We got to use the word. That's what we are.
Bastard circus.
72, 7 out of 10 black people are bastards. And by the show of hands, we down there at 90%. We at 90%. But that is the truth. Give me John 8:32. It's the truth. The truth hurts, but it's what's going to stop the mistakes that's going on. It's an epidemic in our community. There's no such thing as boyfriends and girlfriends. All that's going to do is that 70, because right now, in 2013, it was 72%. Now it's in the 80s. In 2024, it's in the 80s now. So let's get that, John 8:32.
John chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So the truth is we bastards in here. But that should make, it's too late for us. But for y'all, this new generation of bastards.
I ain't not.
Y'all shouldn't make the mistakes that we made. It's the truth. Because when you put it like that, y'all shouldn't want y'all child to be bastards. Learn from us, not with us. So let's get another video. I told y'all this class for y'all. This class for y'all. It's too late for us. All our job is just to teach y'all because we learned too late. We learned too late. And these grown people now talking, this is my boyfriend. Because they think that they have to have, even the church. The church is full of girlfriend and boyfriends. They think that is the route to marriage. That's not the route to marriage. That's the route to baby mama, baby daddy. Give me let me see. That's the top. Scroll down. Number 12.
Jay is here also. And we also have 5 other men who have multiple children with different women. Nathaniel, stand up. How many children?
28.
How many women?
16.
What? Terrence.
4
children with
2 different women.
Yeah. Ryan.
Almost 5 children with 4.
Almost 5.
Yes,
now
I have
talk to me about an almost 5.
I have another baby due November 22nd.
So 4 children.
4 children.
How many mothers?
4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes.
And you got a baby on the way. Okay.
Child support.
And John?
6 baby mothers, 11 children.
11 children. And Jumani?
I have 6 children with 4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here's what I want us to get. That these men collectively have 87 children, that includes Jay, with 50 different women.
Oh my God!
That is 137 people who are impacted by choices and decisions that you've made. No heat, no judgment.
Bruh. Yeah, but I ain't gonna stop me. Yo, if you knew.
So them are big whoremongers right there. Big time whoremongers. Homemakers. And then they're having babies. Now, why was they saying that 72% is an epidemic? Go to It's another video. Let me see that I put it in. Go back to the videos. Scroll down. 17.
I noticed.
Hold on. Go back. I think this is the long version. Go back to the list. All right. Scroll down. Do the second. Yeah, that one. Do that one.
Girls with no.
This ain't it. Go back. All right. Do go to the last one. Do that. That's
Because
it.
the statistics, both from the left and the right, are overwhelming on what happens to illegitimate children. About 70% of juvenile delinquents, teenage runaways.
What's an illegitimate children? An illegitimate child? What is that called?
A bastard.
A bastard. So they talking about bastards on here. Go to the beginning.
Because the statistics, both from the left and the right, are overwhelming on what happens to illegitimate children. About 70% of juvenile delinquents, teenage runaways, pregnancies out of wedlock are committed by the children of single mothers. If you were in the womb right now and you can choose whether to be black, white, rich, poor, the one thing you should hope for as a child in the womb is my parents are married. The statistics still are, if you look at it from the end of the spectrum of who ends up in jail, who ends up a murderer, who ends up a teenage runaway, who ends up getting pregnant out of wedlock herself, who ends up a rapist, about 70%, according to both the Village Voice and all these conservative pro-family groups, are going to be the children of single mothers. I mean, that is simply a fact. Now, imagine in America with 70% fewer teenage runaways, fewer teenage murders, fewer teenage drug addicts, fewer teenage pregnancies. That's what single mothers have created. And like I say, if you want what's best for your child, if you are pregnant out of wedlock, either marry the father, and by the way, shotgun marriages used to work just fine, but we've gotten rid of the stigma of a woman having a child out of
But
wedlock.
the problem is, it's good to get rid of those stigmas because we would put people always in a box. You know, this is the way you have to be. This is the way it works out.
And
you know, this is not an ideal world. And you're talking about an ideal world. Oh, in an ideal world, by the way, everyone has a mom and dad. We're going back, you know, to the days of happy days. You know, most of our young people don't know what that is.
When the kids turned out a lot better.
Well,
and they were given every advantage in life. Stigmas are good
but
things.
who
Look, we
are-
have a stigma against smokers.
who are the single
because
mothers of
smoking
today?
is bad for you.
Think
but
about
smoking is not as bad for you as being raised by a single mother. And yet, we do have stigmas, and they're good things. Stigmas against smoking, and yet smoking is not as bad for you as single motherhood. And there ought to be.
How do you come to that conclusion?
I've just cited the statistics over and over again.
One kills you. We know that smoking kills you.
One destroys a life. Look, the point is not what has happened to children who have been raised by single mothers already. Wish you the best. The point is to influence choices going forward.
Because everyone here is outraged in this audience. I mean, you are citing statistics. I know that they're credible, but what we're hearing here is you kind of focus this approach, you know, anti-single mothers. Do you really believe all of that stuff?
Who's the Christian here, Father? I care about the children. I care about how they are raised.
We gotta care about all of them.
And
We gotta
for
care
you
about the
to be
mothers, too.
encouraging women to have children out of
First of
wedlock
all-
and discouraging
first of
them
all-
from being sent and to nice adoptive homes, I find shocking.
All right, so that is why that 72% that they was talking about in that video is bad. Because when you look at the stats, they said 70% of the people that's in jail, 70% of the runaways, all these high rates are from single parent households, people who wasn't married when they had the child. So now let's get Isaiah chapter 3. That means 72% of the people in jail, single parent household. Parents wasn't married. All the people that's doing All the people that's terrorizing the world are bastards. It's bastards terrorizing the world. Isaiah 3 and verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are the oppressors. Go ahead.
And women rule over them.
And women rule over them. That was what she was saying about single mothers. The stats about single mothers, God had already said this about Israel. God had already said this. Children were not meant to be raised by single mothers. Now, go to Leviticus chapter 21. We got a couple more, then we done here. Leviticus 21. God had already warned us of this. He warned us what would happen if the land go into this sexual liberation. Leviticus 21 and verse 9.
Leviticus 21 and 9. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore.
By doing what?
By playing the whore.
By playing the whore. Go ahead.
She profaned her father.
She profaned her father. This is what's you going, like, these daughters, when y'all do this stuff, you profaning your father. Go ahead. You profaning yourself and your family. Go ahead.
She shall be burnt with fire.
She shall be what?
She shall be burnt with fire.
That was the back in the day, that was the penalty. That was the penalty for playing the whore. You had to be killed. Why was that important? Go to Leviticus 19. Why was that important to kill all the whores? Why was that important? Leviticus 19 and 29.
Leviticus 19 and verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
It say, do not prostitute. Prostitute means profane or defile. Do not defile your daughter. Go ahead.
To cause her to be a whore.
To cause her to what?
To cause her to be a whore.
Why?
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
Because the land go fall to whoredom. When you got all these whores running around, the land will fall to whoredom. This is what the sexual liberation did. And when the land falls to whoredom, what else happened? Go ahead.
And the land become full of wickedness.
And now it's all type of wickedness. God told us this was going to happen. God told us before, it wasn't in the 1960s, it wasn't, before it was the sexual liberation, crime wasn't where it was at. After the sexual liberation, now America is just full of wickedness because the land fell to whoredom. And when the land fell to whoredom, it said and the land become full of wickedness. That's it, and it started with the sexual liberation. Y'all understand that? Man, I pray edification went out. I hope y'all go look up these stats. This generation of bastards, hey, y'all do y'all thing, man. Y'all do y'all thing. Y'all you keep yourself pure. Find you a husband, find you a wife, and then start your family. Do not believe in this boyfriend, girlfriend thing, because all that's gonna do is tempt you to have sex. And you look at the people, look at people your age. They got these boyfriend, girlfriends. What they getting knocked up. They getting knocked up. And they having their own personal bastards. That's what's going on. We gotta use the words. Words mean something. That's why I'm saying bastards a lot. Because they mean something. They are illegitimate children. I was one. And I created some. But I want my generation, my next generation to not make the same mistake, because that's how you get rid of generational curses. We got to teach them, look, I did this. This is why we see the stats, you see the numbers. Now it was 90% of us in here in bastards. That means we are included in that 72, well, it's 80% now. We included. Don't make y'all children, our grandchildren, in that number. Don't put y'all children, our grandchildren, in that number. Get them out that number and watch how the bloodline gets better and better with each generation. It's going to get better. So, see if we got any questions in there. Well, let's give a shout out. Yeah, you do the shout out.
Shout out Tiffany Gordon. Shout out Tiffany Gordon again. It was on that twice. One said Happy New Moon. Shout out Jasmine Brooks. Shout out Nehemiah. Shout out MJ. Shout out Jeremiah Judah.
Y'all online, don't be scared. All right, people online, if y'all got any questions, go and type them in the chat. While we doing that, let's get Matthew 26. Close it on out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26, starting at verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman, having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her.
So our praise for that. That's the memorial of Mary Magdalene. She prepped Christ or comforted Christ during his time of need, right before he was about to die, and so much that whenever we bring this word out, we got to give that shout out to her. So once again, all praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. I pray that edification went out. I pray that anybody listening to this class, that y'all know how to go look at the stats and don't make the same mistakes we made. With that, we say shalom.